Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks practice. Please give me a +1 in the chat, guys, if my voice is clearly audible to everyone and everything is working fine. So we'll be discussing yesterday's problem of the day, that is frequency game, which was also asked in Google. So you can write +1 in the chat, guys, if everything is working fine. Okay, so I think that my voice is clear. Thanks a lot, Rishit, for your comment. Okay, so let me now share my screen and then we can further discuss the problem as well. So what I will do is I'll share the entire screen and then I'll change the format also. Right. So let us start discussing this particular problem, which was quite easy as well. So what does the problem say in the first instance? It says that we'll be given an array of n size, and the elements of the array are consist of positive integers, right? So the elements of the array will consist of positive integers, and you have to find the largest element with the minimum frequency. Okay. So if we see the first test case here, let's say that if we look at the first test case, let's say it is what it is 2 2, then we are having what we are having 5, then we are having 50, and we are having 1. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to find the minimum frequency. Okay, we have to find the element with the minimum frequency. So you have to find the element with the largest element with the minimum frequency. So if you will see here, right, so 2 is having a frequency of how much? 2. 5 is having a frequency of 1. Okay, and 50 is having a frequency of 2. So what we have to do is we have to find the minimum frequency of all the elements inside the map. So basically the minimum frequency of all the elements inside the map will be what? Okay, let me check if it is working or not. Yeah, so okay, sorry. Hi Rudhi, hi Sachin. Right, so sorry, I got interrupted in between. Yeah, so basically, after this, if you will see, so 5 is having a frequency of 1, then you can see 1 is having a frequency of 1, and 50 is having the frequency of 1. So the minimum frequency is nothing but 1, right? The minimum frequency is nothing but 1, and the largest element with the minimum frequency, I think, is 50. So that is why the answer is stream is back. Yes, thanks a lot, Rishit. So yeah, basically there was a electricity power cut, so the Wi-Fi got disconnected. Yeah, so you can see largest element is 50 here. Then here you can see that 3 is having frequency as 2, 5 is having frequency as 2. So the largest element will be 5. So we have to use what? We have to use a map. Is this much part clear to everyone? Hi Shrisha. Till now you guys are clear with this, guys? Yes or no? Right. So what I will do is, first of all, I'll declare a map. So let's say I'll declare a map in C++. An ordered map. Okay, let me declare a map in which I'll be storing the frequency and the element. Right, so what I will first of all do is we need to iterate through this array, and we'll store the frequency of all the elements, right? So we'll simply say that map of, let's say, arr of I plus plus. So first of all, we'll increase the frequency of all the elements, and what we can do is, let's say, after we get the frequency of all the elements inside the map, then we have to iterate. So initially we have to keep a track of the minimum frequency, right? So initially, if we have to keep a track, right, if we have to keep a track of the minimum frequency, so initially we'll mark it as integer max value, right? And initially I will have a resultant variable, let's say int result, that is the element that I wanted to print, right? That I want to print the element with the minimum frequency, and which is the largest element. So what I will do is I'll iterate through all the keys of the map. So auto I is to mp. So this is what I'm doing is I'm basically iterating through all the keys of the map, right? So basically there is a key value pair, right? You know that in a map there is what key value pair is there. So similarly I will denote what I is going to denote the key value pair. Okay, and if I will have I dot first, so I dot first is going to denote the key, and I dot second is going to denote the value, right? So here you can see this is the key, that like basically this is the element, and this is the frequency. So element comma frequency here, this is what I have stored. Now what we will do is we'll iterate through the keys of the map one by one, and we'll check. Suppose if it happens that if the I dot second, right, if the frequency of a particular element, if it is lesser than the minimum frequency that I have seen so far, so if it is lesser, so in that case I can say that in this case I'll update the minimum frequency to I dot second, because if I see a lesser frequency, then I'll update the minimum frequency. Okay, and the resultant element, corresponding element, will be nothing but I dot first, because the element is stored in the first part of the map, right? Otherwise, else if it happens, right, suppose it happens that I dot second, right, I dot second is equal to the minimum frequency, right? So suppose it happens that for a particular element, the frequency that it is having, it is equal to the minimum frequency that you have stored, and at the same time it happens that the element, right, that particular element is greater than the current resultant element that you have stored, right? So in that case, suppose that if minimum frequency is 1, okay, so suppose that currently in minimum frequency is 1, okay, and 1 will be equal to 1, right, in that case. And it happens that suppose that along with this, what happens is I dot first is, let's say, 50. So current element is 50, and the resultant you have stored 2. So like, let's say 2 is having a frequency of 1 and 50 is having a frequency of 1, so you have to store 50 as the answer. You have to store the largest. So that is why, if the frequency is the same and the element is greater, so you'll store the largest element. You have to store the largest element. That's why you will do what? Result is equal to I dot first is what we have to do here in this particular section, and in the end we can just return the result from here. Okay, is this part clear to everyone, guys? Please let me know till now. Is it clear to everyone who is present in the stream? Okay, now let me do one thing. Let me just compile this code up. I hope that I have not done any mistakes here, because this was an easy problem. Okay, it works on the samples fine. Okay, let's try and submit it also to see if it is getting accepted or not. Guys, a reminder, you can hit the like button if everything is clear till now. So yes, you can see that this problem gets accepted. So is this problem clear to everyone, guys, or not? Please let me know in the chat. Is this problem clear to all of you guys? Very easy problem, right? It's clear to all of you. It's clear to Sachin. It's clear to Rudhi, and it's clear to Sirish, Rishit as well. Right, everyone is clear with this problem. Basically what you will do is you will store the frequency of each and every element, okay, and initially you'll keep the minimum frequency as infinity, that is integer max value, and result will store the element, the largest element with the minimum frequency. So we'll iterate through all the key value pair. If a particular element is having lesser frequency compared to the minimum frequency, then I'll update the minimum frequency, and I'll store in the resultant, I'll store the corresponding element. Otherwise, if it happens that there is an element who is having the same frequency as the minimum frequency, and it is greater than the element that I've stored, so I have to update the element, because I want to store the largest element with the minimum frequency. So I'll return it in the end. So that is how we are doing this particular problem. And overall time complexity will be order of n, and the space complexity will also be order of n, because we are using the map data structure here. Now let me do one thing. Let me just open the GFG IDE so that I can give you the code as well. So is this problem clear? Okay, hello bit2. So yeah, now what I will do is I will run this along. Okay, so it's running. We'll get the URL. Okay, let me paste this URL in the chat. So is this problem clear to everyone, or there is any doubt? I think that this problem must be clear to everyone, right? So let me stop the screen sharing. I hope that this problem was clear to all of you guys. Please make sure to hit the like button if the problem is clear, and do give me a +1 in the comment section. Okay. With that being said, I'll see you in another problem of the day tomorrow with another problem. Thanks a lot, guys, and keep coding, keep solving the problem of the day, and subscribe the channel if you haven't already. Thank you, everyone.